Acts 10 verses 1 to 8 calls for Peter. At Caesarea, there was a man named Cornelius, a centurion but Italian regiment. He and all his family were devout and God-fearing. He gave generously to those in need and prayed to God regularly. One day, at about 3 in the afternoon, he had a vision. He distinctly saw an angel of God who came to him and said, Cornelius. Cornelius started at him in fear. "What is it, Lord?" he asked. The angel answered, "Your prayer and gifts to the poor have come up as a memorial offering before God. Now send man to Joppa to bring back a man named Simon, who is called Peter. He is staying with Simon the tanner. Those who say house is by the sea." When the angel who spoke to him and had gone, Cornelius called two of his servants and the devoted soldier who has one of his attendants. He told them everything that had happened and sent them to Joppa. Here, what we can see that calls for Peter, and we know the story very well. But I would like to emphasize the particular point that this Cornelius is just kind of a he and all his family were devoted and God fearing. If God is looking from heaven to my family, to me, to my family and I, will him says that, oh, this family were devoted and God fearing. That's one of the point, because the things we have to be noted very well is that if you just check all the, especially in the life of Job, the testimony from man is useless. If other people are comment about me, or they're just like call me Beelzebul or just call me king, doesn't matter. But what God is going to call about you is the matter, and what even Satan is talking about you. When the Satan went and stand in the front of God and asked, then God asked to the Satan that, "Do you know, he is my servant and his name is Job. He is upright and he is righteous, and there is no one in this world like him." And Satan said that you hedge around him. So God have edge around us. That's why we can't. None of the things can touch us. So the thing is, if God is looking on us, and to say this family were devoted and God fearing, he gave generously to the need and prayed to God regularly. That's one of the main thing, that your prayer and gifts to the poor have come up as a memorial offering before God. There is a memorial offerings before God. There is a memorial offering before God. What is that? Your prayers and gifts to the poor have come up. So if you are giving the gifts without the prayer, that's vain. So we have to pray for them and to say, because prayers is the first priority, not the gift and prayer. No, the prayers is the priority, because if you love a person, you have to pray for their sin and to their just save. And then we just think about, okay, they are in need and we have to give. So that's one of the great thing, that then they distinctly saw an angel of God. That's such a great man, because even the story is related to the Peter is calling to the Gentile person and God giving to a vision through the a vision, and to call him to go to the Gentile person Cornelius. But a man named Cornelius, a centurion in what was like Italian regiment. A Italian regiment, a centurion. There was a centurion and Cornelius. Centurion, we know that he is the boss of 100 people. If he say to one person to go, that person will go. If that person to ask to one person to come, that person will come. He is under the authority, but Jesus is the mighty authority, and he fear God, and his family were devoted and God fearing, because even though he is holding such a great position in the society, even the Italian regiment, he has, even though he's as a centurion, he is the boss of 100%. The one thing God recognized about and his family is that they were devout and God fearing, and he gave generously to those need and prayed to God regularly. I really want that habit and attitude that God, I really want to pray to you regularly. I want to meditate Bible. I just don't want to read just to read. I want to meditate and follow the Bible regularly. I want to fear. I want to build that God. Please fill that fear of God in my heart. Then because then an angel can come. Then my prayers and prayers have to come up the memorial offering before God. May God bless you. Amen.